Also in the news, let's talk about, it was announced last night that the Elite will make their return to AEW and battle Death Triangle for the Trios Championships. The Elite became the inaugural Trios champions at All Out by defeating Death Triangle. Then CM Punk and the Elite were stripped of the AEW World Championship and Trios Championships following their brawl at the All Out Media Scrum. So the Elite will return to take on Death Triangle in a title match. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Who's surprised? Who's really surprised, right? The Elite have come back and put themselves in a title match. Does somebody want to explain the difference to me in being punished and being suspended and just going on vacation? Could you explain that to me as well as explain that to Tony Khan? Because I'm not sure that he understands what punishment and suspension is. Let's not reward anybody who towed the company line the whole time the Bucks were doing their Mean Girls act and they got suspended and they're gone. There's teams, there's people who have fought week in and week out on AEW television. Let's not reward them with some title opportunity. Let's give it to the Elite because they need to pick up right where they left off. Nobody smells the problem here. Tony Khan, I don't get it. I don't understand. He is part of an NFL franchise, but I guess the franchise has had problems as well with personnel, coaches, players, and stuff like that. So maybe they just don't understand chemistry. But I don't get it. Is there just, do you not see, Tony, do you not see just a little bit of entitlement here? Just a slight bit of entitlement. I mean, at this point, is it going to shock anybody if they actually book themselves to come back and win the titles day one off of suspension so they can just pick up where they left off when they were suspended? Would that really surprise anybody? I'm hoping that they have a little bit of humility and a little bit of humbleness left, that they don't book themselves to just squash the Death Triangle. But I think, when you see this, you go, it's probably not, right? Probably they will book themselves to win the title. So you're telling me during their suspension, what we're calling a punishment, the things Kenny Omega got to do is he went to Gamescom in Tokyo with Capcom and did all this. He got to do all this video game stuff, got to work on the video game, so he stayed busy. Then he filmed content for an AEW reality TV series, which obviously he's probably getting paid for. And he was spotted at Universal Studios and out just kind of living the life. And that's a suspension. That's a vacation. That's a couple weeks off. And yeah, I get they'd rather be wrestling. But you have CM Punk, whose whole life gets kind of uprooted and dislodged, and he's here fighting court battles that he's probably going to win and make a lot of money. So I don't feel sorry for CM Punk. But you can't tell me that no matter how you view the situation, if you think CM Punk is wrong, if you think the Elite are wrong, if you think Tony Khan is wrong, everybody has a part to play in the blame game. Right? And then you look at how the punishments were distributed, you go, oh, one guy clearly got shit on. The other guys took an extended vacation. Maybe there is a little bit of a problem. Maybe there is a problem in having executive vice presidents that are currently wrestling in your company, because there's absolutely no way to punish them. You take them off television, they have other responsibilities they have to tend to anyway, so it's not a big deal. And what message does this send your locker room? I thought Tony Khan was trying to clean up some of the bullshit, and I said, I know you have to bring the Elite back. They're too high level of performers to not bring them back. But you don't have to bring them back and immediately insert them into a title picture. There should be some punishment. They should have to go to the back of the line. Just a little bit of humility. It's a nice thing. But I'm going to say something here, and I think this is a strong possibility. I think that the Elite's punishment may not come from AEW, and it may not come from Tony Khan. There is a chance that at Full Gear, the crowd will punish the Elite, and not with boos or cheers, but I think all it takes is one of those random CM Punk fans to get a CM Punk chant going And if that building erupts with a CM Punk chant during the Elite's match, I think Tony Khan's got to start sweating. I think Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks have to start sweating, because if the fans are willing to still side with CM Punk after all that shit that happened, it shows you that maybe the value of the Elite, and not even the value, but the entitlement, the kind of sense of entitlement that they have, is causing a rift between the AEW fans and the company itself. What is the reception that the Bucks are going to get when they come out? I mean, last night when they popped the graphic, it wasn't roof shattering. It didn't feel like that. Like, it was just kind of like, oh, the guys are coming back. But it wasn't like this overwhelming, like, oh, thank God they're back, from an audience that, like, the AEW audience tends to overreact to everything. And they were just kind of like, meh, cool, they're back. I mean, there's nothing like a title match at your pay-per-view with absolutely zero buildup and zero story. That's the type of shit that gets your fans fired up, right? Just, hey, they're back. They were, everybody knows the elephant in the room is they were suspended, but they get to pick up right where they left off. I just think, I really think that this Full Gear card is in trouble. And I think it's Tony Khan's fault I think he's out of touch with what the real world actually wants to see. And I think it's just fan service for, those IWC that are just screaming on Twitter. There's somewhere on the internet, I don't know where it is, Tony Khan is a part of a fan group, and I think he's just sitting there reading what they're saying with those eyes. He's just reading what they're saying and going, I gotta do, they want that. They want the Elite back, I gotta give them the Elite back. That's what it feels like to me, is he's just answering fan service.